Okay, so we sold the Hydra Swift, the 60, I think it was a 64 Hydra Swift. It's sold. That's the one you'll probably remember. It was on the hoist in here at one point. We picked up this little 65 Evenrude from Cascade Boats up in Sweet Home. We're just now getting to this. It's kind of hard to see, but I built a little trolley to set the boat on, and I pulled the motor out of it. This was a running boat. We picked it up for a really good price. So what you're seeing right now is after I didn't get a good video in the beginning of it. I got some pictures of it, I think, on a couple of YouTube videos or TikToks. But this boat, we just started 2 days ago. Gutted it, pulled the motor, pressure washed everything, scrubbed it, and today was my first 6-7 hour buffing with the buffer. I don't usually buff any of these boats, but the paint was really good on it, so I decided to give it a shot. And wow, look at the paint. It was I'll show you what the paint looked like. So this is what it looks like now, and you can see how nice it came out. I just got started on like 85% finished. This is what the paint looked like. It's not bad, just a lot of oxidation. There's a really good picture of where I buffed it. This thing is really clean. This is actually a nicer boat than the Hydra Swift, which you guys may remember. Same size, little runabouts. We've been picking these things up dirt cheap. We got good money for the Hydra Swift. I saw this sitting. All the hardware was there, and that's always a big plus. What I mean by hardware is, all the hardware, the cleats, the windshield seal, the Taylor badge, which is cool as can be. Even has the rear view mirror. Ward Marine in Oregon. The gauges are still there. The steering wheel is original everything. So this boat must have been indoors somewhere because it's in really good shape. I didn't know that at the time, but when I look at these boats, I always get a pretty good idea of, I don't know, I got a feel for these boats, I guess, these little runabouts, which ones are worth a crap. And we're getting better at picking boats. This little trolley, huge helpful, man. Put the boat on, I can roll it in and out of the garage. These are light boats, but so the boat's in really good shape. But what we're gonna do is, since we have some problem areas, the only problem area is this. And if I had to guess, something must have leaked on this at some point right here. Either spilled, something had been leaking, maybe, I don't know. It's the only spot in the entire boat, so it could have been a thin spot from the factory. Most likely, it looks like something landed here, and it ran down, and ran off. Could be anything, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to tape this off, this section, and we're going to paint it in a marine color, not turquoise, but another marine color. It's going to match the seats, and I'll get into that later, just to cover that up. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. I'm going to try to get creative and maybe tape line this, just around this corner. I don't know yet. I'm just trying to get rid of that bad looking spot because it's the only spot on the boat. So today I spent most of the day just cleaning. Most of my day was pressure washing and scrubbing and cleaning. I managed to get about 80% of the boat polished. I even got the side. You can see it's a lot of work. Not bad for an old man. And I'll show you what I've been using. So there's a lot of controversy over what to use. Good grief, it's so simple. So I bought this McGuire's one-step compound. It's really good stuff. And I'm using these smaller buffing pads. Basically, this is the one I've been using all day. The green ones. I jumped to a blue, but it's not too bad. But the yellow doesn't do as well. I don't know what the difference is. They say there's a difference, but basically I'm using a variable speed $20 Warrior Harbor Freight variable speed buffer, or in the McGuire's, and it's coming out beautiful. You don't have to spend a bunch of money. It's ridiculous. And the paint we're going to use, we're going to do a splatter just like we did the Hydro Swift. A splatter, but the paint we're going to put up here, since we can't find a good oil base, is we're going to use an acrylic, and we're going to see if it sticks. It should, but we'll find out. But boy, it's getting hard to get good paint. Well, spending expensive. I mean, we priced a quart of what we wanted. It's like $110 for a quart of what we really want, and I'm just not doing that. I'm going to like a $9 quart. So, and believe it or not, it comes out pretty good. So, not going anywhere. Just a little update on this thing. 1965 Evenrude Runabout. Not sure when Evenrude built these, but if anybody knows a lot about glass, man, there was a lot of buying and selling back in the day. Everybody was vying for everything, and there was probably like 3 or 4 companies. By the time 1975 came, there was nobody left, but half a dozen companies building boats. So who knows what Evenrude was thinking, but most likely they just badged it. It's probably a Hydro Swift or a glass bar. It has the fiberglass built-in seats, which we like, and Cindy's going to do the upholstery. We're going to get into that later. So in order to go too long on the vid, that's a little update, and that's where we're at.